Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are the MTG Paper Legacy Discord, and we are here with our February League quarterfinals matchup. This is Oliver V versus Paz. I am Presby MTW, and I am joined by Chaotic Bear. How's it going today?
Excited to watch this match. How's it going?
I'm just absolutely mesmerized by Paz's keyboard. Oh my god.
Yeah. I recorded another one of his matches, and it was going the whole time. I'm just like, ooh. I actually got a keyboard in myself today, but it's just a replacement for the last one that broke. The identical model, different color. Yeah. So, looks like players are getting set up here. I'm getting the deck list up myself. This is open deck list for everyone. So the players also know the exact 75s that they're playing against here.
Yeah. Of note here as well, this is a seeded tournament. Paz is the number 3 seed, Oliver's the number 8 seed. So Paz will be on the play for game 1 here.
Yeah, looks like Oliver with the Infect token sitting out there. Like we said, open deck list, so it doesn't have to hide that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to hide it until the first point is dealt. He knows that it's already there. Which I bought that token there at a Grand Prix where I met RK Post there several years ago, and I was like, you know what? Bet you an Infect player would probably get more use out of this than me.
I've bought a bunch of tokens from, including the Star Wars packing. I don't know anything about Star Wars. I just thought the whole idea was neat.
Yeah. Arcade Post tokens are actually really cool.
They are neat, and the different materials are so neat. I guess this didn't, like the Arcade Post or shill video over here isn't intentional, but yeah, they are really neat. Have you ever had any of the big plastic ones or metal ones?
That's actually one of the heavy-duty acrylic tokens there, that one.
Oh, the poison one is? That's neat.
Poison token, it's about 1/8 of an inch thick.
Yeah. I didn't end up buying any of those just because there's nothing that I really love enough to justify it. I considered getting a Red and 6 emblem. I don't remember if that one came in acrylic or not, but I got the regular one.
Yeah.
We see how that ended up, so. So, like you said, pause on the play here. Right?
Yes.
Okay. These two decks are also both just can be pretty low to the ground and get the game over quickly here. Do you think either deck has more tools that are suited to this matchup than the other?
Not terribly off the top of my head. So we got Dark Depths being played by Paz right now, and then we also have Infect on Oliver's side. So I think, as per always, both of these decks are very capable of killing the other very quickly. However, I kind of like the poison aspect of Oliver's deck, because in the event that you attack with an Inkmoth Nexus and the Merit Lage blocks, you can put an absolutely monstrous amount of -1/-1 counters onto the Merit Lage, and then it becomes not really a threat anymore.
Yeah, and also, Oliver has 3 swords in the sideboard, and so you can swords for free and not have to worry about it with Infect, so that's also nice.
Yeah, in this particular matchup, you can absolutely just swords for 100% free.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of answers to the actual 2020 on the board, but also just having access to Wasteland is always nice against Depths players. And, the soft permission is not that bad.
Yeah. So we actually see Paz leading off here with actual Overgrown Tomb. There are no Bayous in this list, so Paz is playing with no duels.
Yeah, that is perfectly legal. We allow full proxies on the server, but some people prefer to play with real cards, play with what they have. I proxied quite a few duels myself, so.
Yeah, and that's just it. I agree with you. I am more of I like to proxy the duels more than anything else. Otherwise, I'll pretty much build a deck out of what I have.
Yeah, I just proxy whatever. It's not a big deal for me.
Yeah, I like taking the Brainstorm here. Largely because you know that there's no infector other than the Inkmoth Nexus, which you can't take anyway. Yeah,
because this hand doesn't do a ton. The Inkmoth Nexus can swing, like you said. You have the double Noble Invigorate. You're not dead, though. You have until at least turn 3.
We're going to see Trop Noble here.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
seeing that crop rotation is also must be super annoying for Paz. Just knowing that Oliver can go have a wasteland anytime he wants it.
Yeah. So we're going to see Thespian Stage Dark Confidant here, which I actually like out of Paz's side. Because again, very seldom does Infect ever kill you with damage, so this Dark Confidant is pure card advantage. You don't have to play the risk game unless you're getting to the point where Bob can kill you.
Yeah, I mean, or if he flips Emrakul or something, we'll be in more pain. But
yeah, well, luckily Merit Lage is 0, so even though Merit Lage is the bigger spaghetti monster.
Yeah, and also can't exist in the deck because of state-based actions. We know.
Yeah.
So Noble here. Do you think we see the swing for 1?
I would 100% attack for 2 here.
Yeah, it feels. I mean, I guess getting rid of Bob is not nothing, but
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized there's 2 copies of Not of This World in this deck list. That Dark Confidant could hurt big time.
I only know of Not of This World because of being able to save Merit Lage.
Yeah.
That card costs 7. Oh God.
Yes.
Oh no. I've never seen it paid for in my life ever. So you could.
I don't think that's the type of card that was designed to be paid for.
Yeah. Although if we see the transformational Yuriko sideboard from Paz here, that'd be pretty sweet.
Quite possibly, but I doubt it given the open deck list nature of this.
Yeah. I guess you don't see a lot of Dark Confidant and Yuriko in the same deck, do you?
No.
So, tanking a little bit. Is that a Bojuka Bog target you?
It is a Bojuka Bog.
All right. Turn that sideways, sir. It just seems like this is going to be tough for Paz here. If Oliver...
Again.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be a great tool then.
Yes.
I was thinking 1, 2, 3...
Oh my God.
Oof. Oh no. I guess take Invigorate or Berserk. He doesn't have the graveyard for Become Immense.
Oh yeah. I'd take Invigorate here then.
Yeah. Although this is still almost a 2-turn. This is still a 2-turn clock though, because he can crop rotate for Pendlehaven, and then has access to just swing once, swing the other time, pump it, and then Berserk it.
I suppose so. That is a good point.
But Paz may have any number of interactive spells between now and then.
Yeah. I still think you have to take the Invigorate here, though.
Yeah.
I'll note, though, that if he crop rotates away the Tropical Island, he cannot alt-cast Invigorate anyway.
Oh, that's a good point.
Pendlehaven is not a forest.
That's true. I think that I'm just so used to having the requirements for cards like Invigorate that I don't think about that.
Yeah.
So I wonder if might just tank here for a little bit. I assume if he had it, he would just go for it. So I assume he doesn't just have it here.
I might have attacked with the Dark Confidant there, I think. Largely because that if you trade that Dark Confidant for an Inkmoth Nexus, I'd say you're up ahead.
Oh, definitely.
At the same time, the nobles cannot kill the Bob.
Yeah, not on defense for sure.
The other thing too is that even if the noble does get chumped, then I could also see an argument though for playing defense because Paz is at 12, and a Become Immense Berserk Noble Hierarch is lethal here.
Yeah, I mean 12 is basically 10. I think you're right that you could try to get their damage, but I mean, since Inkmoth flies, I don't think Oliver is ever going to go on the damage plan unless he has to. We just see a crunch for 3 here. It looks like.
Yeah. I actually don't mind that.
Yeah, all the time in the world. I mean, just unless you can one shot him here, I love this.
Yeah.
Is that a crop?
The one. Okay,
yep.
So this is a crop rotation, and this is not what Oliver wants to see.
Yeah, Oliver can definitely crop rotation the trop though with one of the nobles.
Absolutely. The thing is, though, is pause can crop rotate into dark depths here though as well.
Yeah, but if he crop rotates for dark depths and then tries to activate it, then Oliver can crop rotate in response and then go get Wasteland. Yeah,
that's true.
Wasteland just so annoying against the dark depths since you can just essentially eat both of their lands and deny them the 20/20.
Hilariously, both decks having one copy of Wasteland and a whole bunch of crop rotations.
Yeah.
Find it.
Yeah. I love toolboxes in general. Crop rotation's a fun card. One thing I need to be paying attention for when we watch these matches is I wonder if any of these decks are going to get any more old border tools from Time Spiral Remastered. Those spoilers have been a hoot.
Oh yeah, big time. I just saw a more recent spoiler post in the past couple minutes here. Stinkweed Imp did actually get spoiled.
Oh, that is a weird choice.
I don't mind it because it's pauper legal, so it's usable in a lot of different formats. So
yeah,
shock here. It looks like shock, crop rotation,
spell pierce. All right.
Okay, what is pause sacrificing to this crop rotation? Oh, the underground or overgrown to be used to cast it. Okay, and he is going to pay for the spell pierce too.
Yep. Why is that tapped?
I am not sure.
Why is that another land out?
Reading it right now, it does not put it onto the battlefield tapped.
I guess it doesn't matter since we don't have an Urborg or anything out, but
no. Other than Dark Depths has no way to tap itself.
Yeah. Although that answers what that one mystery question or one mystery card in Oliver's hand was, which means we know he doesn't have lethal next turn then, unless he top decks for it.
Yeah.
I think I did the math on that right, and I think Pendlehaven is one short. Oh no, he could win next turn off of the crop rotation for Pendlehaven line we were talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe he is 1 mana short. No, he's not 1 mana short. Magic is hard. Math is hard.
Yeah. Okay, this is so you attack with the Inkmoth. So this Elvish Reclaimer being summoning sick doesn't help at all.
Yeah. See, you need one noble. He has access to 3 mana. He needs 1 to crop rotation, 1 to berserk, 1 to activate Inkmoth.
Yeah. And Inkmoth there.
Swing, trigger.
Exalted triggers on the stack.
Okay, so we're not going to see Pendlehaven.
Well, unless he's going to do it in response to the Exalted triggers.
That's fair. Oh, it maybe is what we're doing here.
Right now.
All right.
Yeah. Sacrificing the drop.
And this is the kind of play you can get away with against non-blue decks, I guess.
Oh, he's actually going to go crop rotate for a fetch land.
Oh.
I'm immense right
now.
Oh, goodness.
That's also, I was not counting the cards at all. That's also that's probably just better actually, because then you don't have to get rid of the Inkmoth for Berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the event that this fizzles, so that's going to be 9 damage coming across.
So even if it didn't have Infect, Pause would just be dead either way here.
Yep.
All right, so Pause will be on the play again next game. See how that works out. We see players with different number of cards on the sideboard. Some people have play sets, some are a bunch of 1-ofs, and this is all 2-ofs in Oliver's sideboard somehow.
Oliver's got a whole bunch of 1-ofs.
Oh, I'm sorry, Depths. You're right.
Yeah, it's Pause is a bunch of the 2-ofs.
That's fun.
So in Pause's sideboard, we got 1 copy or an additional copy of Bajuka Bog, 2 Pithing Needles, 2 Surgical Extraction, 2 Sylvan Safekeeper, 2 Collector Roof, 2 Plague Engineer, 2 Force of Vigor, and 2 Leyland of the Void.
There are so many of these cards that could be useful, but I'm not sure are great, because Pithing Needle is something that Depth's decks often even just run main board. They're so good, but Oliver only has access to one Wasteland, so I'm not sure if that comes in. Surgical Extraction, I wouldn't mind being able to tag just one of the removal spells, especially, or one of the pump spells, especially since you have Thought Seize in your deck, but it's a little narrow. Plank Engineer can clean up some of the Infectors, as well as the being able to get rid of the Ink Moth if you get it off on that. So I think Plague Engineer is the only slam dunk that I have, and the rest I don't think I'd be that mad about. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that sounds about correct. I don't mind the needles, just because then with the needles you can name Inkblot Nexus and turn the animation off.
Yeah, that's good.
Very good.
Yeah, I think you're right. I missed that, and that should definitely come in.
Yeah. So on Oliver's side, we have 1 copy of Savannah, 1 copy of Flusterstorm, 1 Gravedigger's Cage, 1 Surgical Extraction, 3 Swords of Plowshares, 1 copy of Veil of Summer, 1 Rest in Peace, 1 Spellskite, 1 Teferi Time Raveler, 1 Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath, 1 Viridian Corruptor, and 2 Force of Vigor.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
I think the swords, like we discussed in the pregame, are a slam dunk. You have to bring those in. I don't mind Veil of Summer against the discard out of pause, although at the very worst, you could cycle it most turns. But most of the rest of that... Spellskite is a fun utility card, but he doesn't run that much removal, so I don't really know that I love that. There's 2 Abrupt Decays in there. I guess Not of This World could... Not of This World says you control, so it can't actually fizzle that.
I actually really like Teferi Time Raveler here as well, just because that it has the ability to bounce a Merit Lage and make you do everything at sorcery speed.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you can still make the Merit Lage token using Thespian Stage or Vampire Hexmage on Oliver's turn. However, you still have an issue with you can't crop rotation.
Yeah. You just have to have it. Although I guess Elvish Reclaimer does work around that a little bit, but in aggro or tempo decks, sort of even combo-y like Infect is, though, I think if you can keep your opponent just off balance a little bit, that's always good. So like Teferi may not win the game, but it's definitely going to be one of those things that just like makes it a little harder to play against you, and if you can stack enough of that up with enough pressure, then that's just great.
Yeah.
Looks like Oliver maybe already done sideboarding here. We're still going through it. I'm not quite sure. Like we said, these players know what they're playing against, and if they were inclined to, they could just, figure out all their sideboarding ahead of time. Oh, we know Thespian Stage didn't come out.
I would not expect that card to come out, to be completely honest.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if I think Pause mulliganed once last game. We didn't see some of the trademark cards out of there though, because we saw 0 Hex Mages out of there, and that's one way, and also no Urborgs. And those are both ways to enable the combo a little earlier and make Dark Depths actually useful. But I don't know, Pause didn't seem to have a great hand last game, despite having the Bob on turn 2.
Yeah. I don't know. This matchup I think is hard, just in general, because Infect plays like a tempo deck. It's got the dazes, it's got the Force of Wills, it's trying to incrementally outvalue your opponent, and when you're just trying to smash in with a gigantic flyer, some of those disruptive elements can really hamper your gameplay.
Oh, definitely. And I don't think that this, even being in one of the slower depths variants, it doesn't have much of the grinding aspects that some other Dark Depths decks get to play. It just really seems like if Oliver can stave off 120, it just seems like he has all the time in the world.
I agree.
See the fun cutting method here. That keyboard in the shot just tickles me a lot. There's just...
Yeah. It's very colorful.
Yeah, I switched from black to white keyboard on this go round. I don't know if I love it, but we'll see. I like that the C key works flawlessly every time.
There you go. Yeah, you were saying that your old keyboard had a problem with that particular key.
Yeah, you had to just really type, smash, type, smash on the C key. So.
Yeah. Sounds disruptive.
Yeah, I think I sent several messages where it just didn't have. I just missed a letter, and I had to be okay with it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Players drawing their opening sevens here.
Yep. Another thing of note here too, just while I'm thinking about it, is surgical extraction out of Oliver's side here. If Pause tries to make a Merit Lage, and then you can surgically extract the Dark Depths, it really, really slows you down.
Oh, definitely. That's. I certainly don't mind that. It's, as I was saying, it's like surgical can be a little narrow against decks like this, but with access to that one wasteland, I mean, or if you can swords at 20/20 and then hit it, like the Dark Depths ends up in the graveyard naturally with some frequency. So
exactly, and I just think that the ability to just strip it out of the deck entirely is super, super valuable.
Yeah, just a little gotcha. I love having access to the surgical against like a reanimator. If you can just get their Grizzlebrand on turn one, they just sort of go, oh, okay. I think that's sort of how this would be with Dark Depths here.
Yeah, basically.
Taking a little hydration break before we get started here.
Yep. Looks like players are both ready for game 2, though. Pause will be on the play. And looks like both players kept their 7s. We're going to see a turn 1 Urborg. So this is one of the cards I think that Pause definitely wants. Yep. Into a Thoughtseize. So we're going to see what's going on here.
All right. This hand looks such gas. Because you can't take.
That hand looks very good.
Like you said, you can't take the Ink Moth. Scale up, I guess. Scale up or Brainstorm.
I actually don't mind taking the Noble here, to be completely honest.
Yeah, that's also true.
Just because that gives you a blue source it's a blue source of mana for Ponder and Brainstorm that you don't get to keep the fetch land back to reset those cards if you don't get anything good.
Yeah.
On top of that as well, it puts you ahead on mana, and this is one of the cases where you're able to functionally Thoughtseize a land out.
Yeah. I think I can make a case for any of those cards. If I have more discard in my hand, probably don't want Veil, but taking the scale up there, that seems like a good hit. I mean, that's basically a +5/+5 spell for 1 mana, exactly. So.
Oh, I like that a lot.
All right.
Follow up with the Elvish Spirit Guide once you know the coast is clear to play the Pitting Needle.
Nice. That has to be on Ink Moth, right?
100%.
Yeah.
That has to be on Ink Moth Nexus. I actually don't think that there's any other activated abilities worth even naming.
Yeah, I mean, Wasteland protects you, but
that would be about it. Or Fetch Lands.
Yeah. Wasteland protects you against... Yeah, we see the tag there from the streamer. If you name Wasteland, it protects your combo, but just get that Ink Moth. That's the only Infector.
Well, exactly, and that's just it, is that the Wasteland out of Pod's side is much less strained now. Because in Oliver's case, the Wasteland, all he has to do is hold on to it until the Dark Depths is attempting to be made. Yep. Whereas that in Pod's case, he has to try and fire off the Dark Depths very early. This is bad. This is super bad.
These are both the cards I was just saying between games. Like, we didn't see Vampire Hexmage or Urborg, and here they are.
And this is exactly why those cards are good.
Yeah. Oliver... I'm actually not even sure. There aren't any flyers besides Ink Moth Nexus in the deck. And I don't think there was any bounce spells.
And of note here, too, Oliver cannot block with the Ink Moth either.
Yeah.
Because he is not able to animate it with Pithy Needle out.
Yeah, I think that's his only flyer, and I don't remember seeing anything like Brazen Borrower or Vapor Snag or anything in the list.
Yeah. Also, just while I'm thinking about Oliver, wanted us to mention, too, that he actually accidentally boarded up to 61 cards here because he forgot to take a Daze out.
Well, Daze would have been pretty good against that Vampire Hexmage, so...
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Oliver is still playing, and maybe he knows something I don't, or some people. It's certainly valid to make your opponent kill you, not give away the information that you don't have an answer to it.
Yeah, exactly. So of note here, though, Oliver has not yet played a land, so there's a land for turn now.
All right, he can now add one additional colorless mana to his mana pool.
Yep. So we're gonna make a Marilage.
See what kind of token we get. All right, the regular kind.
Yep, and this is gonna be a Sword Supply Shards.
Yeah, we spent so much time talking about Sword Supply Shards. I forgot that was in the deck. This is exactly what we were talking about now. Oliver just has forever.
Yeah, up to 38.
So,
and yeah, Oliver has all the time in the world now.
Yep, that explains why there's no scoop there. I think I was just so focused on the other colors that weren't white.
Yep.
Backup Thoughtseize.
So we got Veil of Summer,
Blighted Agent.
2 copies of Brainstorm, and yeah, Blighted Agent is slammed out to take there because it's the only infector that can actually attack in this particular scenario, so you definitely want to take that. And not only that, but like the Noble kill route is completely infeasible now with Pause being at 38.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Oliver could do it if he had to, but that wouldn't be fun.
The amount of work that would go into it is so hard because Invigorate actually makes it harder and harder to kill because it's they gain 3 life every time you do it.
Yeah, I was thinking that you probably need a couple Berserks to get close.
Yeah, you need multiple Berserks for sure.
That is something I have not had the pleasure of ever doing and would be a blast to double Berserk something.
I've seen it happen before. It's the stuff of nightmares. We're going to get into the Overgrown Tomb Shock with the infinite supply of life that Pause has.
Do you think he wants to bounce it a few times and just do it over a few times to use that stun at life?
I'm pretty sure he's fine being just absolutely padded here.
Reclaimer, which is... Does it have 3 friends or no? I think there's just 2 lands in that yard. Actually, just one. Dark Depths. Yeah. The other... Vampire Hexmage isn't technically a land, I guess, so...
Yeah.
Savannah?
So we're going to go get the Savannah here. So this is alarming if I'm Paused because this means that we know... Well, I guess we knew how many swords were there in the first place, but...
Yeah, I think the only other thing that runs the widest 4 is for Teferi. Or, I mean, it could be Rest in Peace, but I don't think it's Rest in Peace.
No. Teferi, I think, is very good here just because it has the ability to bounce a problem permanent.
Mm-hmm.
On top of hindering the ability to play around stuff like crop rotation and such.
Oh, we just see a Brainstorm.
Interesting that the Brainstorm was after the fetch.
I think that he also brainstormed before... Did he brainstorm before the fetch also?
Last turn.
Yeah. So maybe he didn't want that third card?
Which I suppose could make sense if he had 2 cards put back, he wanted one of them and didn't want the other. I suppose that would make sense as well.
Yeah, but we see just see a pass. No swing, of course.
Yeah. So we're going to see a Nurturing Peatland here. So Nurturing Peatland is really good here by virtue of it allows Pause to put another land in the graveyard. Because if Pause just passes the turn here, at end of turn he can end up sacrificing a land with the Reclaimer and then get the land untapped, tap it again for mana, and then use it to cycle the Nurturing Peatland to get it up to a 3/4.
Yeah,
that's if Pause is on the beatdown plan.
I mean, that has to be one of the plans you're on.
Yeah.
Although, with Oliver not having an Infector, if he had found a Blighted Agent or a Glistener Elf last turn, he would have fired it off instantly.
Yes, I agree.
So
Oliver, 5 cards in hand now. It looks like he's just passing back.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's currently Brainstorm locked anyway, since he didn't play a fetch that turn.
Yeah. So we're just going to use the Reclaimer on the Nurturing Fiend land. So of note, this one does come in tapped.
Yeah. Not everything can be as cool as crop rotation, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite cards. I've definitely put that into some decks where it does not belong, but I want it.
Crop rotation is very powerful, though.
Yeah. That and Harrow. Not in Legacy, but I feel like I've put Harrow in too many like casual 60 decks in my life.
Harrow's a very, very good card. I like it.
It's an instant. Why is it an instant? No one knows.
So we're going to see paying 2 black mana here for another Vampire Hexmage. So now Oliver's got to come up with some way to survive this again.
Yep, do it again.
And then Urborg to make another mana there. And I actually like this a lot. Playing out the Urborg there. So what that does is it turns Reclaimer into a 3/4, but it also gives you the mana in order to use Reclaimer here. So I actually like this a lot because now, if Paz needs to, Paz can actually go hit up the Wasteland here with the Reclaimer. Sacrifice the Overgrown Tomb, grab a Wasteland, fire it off at the Wasteland, and then if the Wasteland tries to hit the Dark Depths, that's when you remove the counters from it.
Yeah, you have to be proactive about it here because whoever has the last Wasteland just gets eaten.
Yeah.
That's a weird tension with Wasteland against this deck. It's like you always want to hold it to the last minute so you can get both lands, but if you hold it to the last minute, then another Wasteland just blows you out. So
exactly, and that's just it too. Is that in this case, both players know there's exactly one Wasteland in each list.
Paz hasn't found it yet. Maybe considering a different land. Maybe Dark Depths number 2.
You should have sacrificed the Hexmage beforehand.
You can't sack the Hexmage in the face of that Wasteland. Yeah.
Legend rule is treated as a state-based action, so it can't be responded to.
Oh, I just mean in the face of that Wasteland, sacking the Hexmage into that would just feel real bad.
Real awful for sure.
But it seems to... I'm not sure if he's taking his time thinking about it or can't find the Wasteland. I've seen her. Okay, there's... Oh, that's right.
Comes in tapped. This is bad.
Oh, well, that's still fine, actually, because that just means that Paz has another turn. If Oliver tries to Wasteland the Dark Depths right here, you just Hexmage in response. So as long as you're patient, I think it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I forgot about that. This is at the end of Oliver's turn, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good here. Draw a card.
I mean, Paz was a heads-up move to get the waste. Okay, I was going to say, he knows to fire it off first if he knew to go get it.
Yeah. So, the one thing that I'd be alarmed with right now is the fact that you're still doing this...
Yeah.
At the turn. So he's actually firing it off at the Overgrown Tomb there to turn him off of colored mana.
I love that.
I actually don't mind that at all.
Yeah, because he's going to target the depths with the Hexmage. He'll be down to 0 lands.
Yeah.
You can't activate that.
The land, I think, is actually really good. So now he's going to crush it for 3.
Oh, man. I'm worried that he's going to get punished by not making the 2020 here. Oh, it never mind. It would be sick anyway. It's fine. It's fine. Make Oliver find the answer.
Yeah.
Brainstorm. Speaking of probably finding answers.
Yeah, exactly.
But if Oliver doesn't find swords here and basically nothing else, then we'll see a game 3. Hey y'all, we're back.
Technical difficulties.
Yep, sorry about that, y'all. So we're going to see a brief replay of the brainstorm here on Oliver's turn, but going to pass back and make a 2020. Basically saying, Oliver, did you find that Sword Splashers? You're tapping white awfully fast.
Yes, you did.
Yep. And I love that Oliver is not giving any time. Oh, had it.
Not of this world.
All right. Got it. There's a Spell Pierce. So I think this is all going to trade. Pause suddenly with 2 permanents and Hellbent.
The Merit Lage should be exiled here.
Yeah.
Which I imagine we will get sorted out here very quickly.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, there's no way Oliver's just going to let that slide. So now Pause is on 0 lands. This is not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beefy elf, but I was going to say I love that Oliver fired that off there because it turns off crop rotation for Sajiri Step, assuming that is in that depths list, and it is. But
and wastelanding the well, I guess it's just wastelanding the Overgrown Tomb has paid off in space here.
Yeah, I mean, like if he had Teferi or something in hand, I guess he could have wastelanded the Dark Depths to force the action then and bounce it. But he had swords. It doesn't matter. Oh goodness, that's a feel bad.
Pause up to 56 life.
All right. I mean, but you blocked the heck out of that 3/4.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Let's go for the flawless victory, why don't we? We're just gonna pass it right back. Overgrown Tomb shock down to 54.
Oh man, 54. This is why shocks are so much worse than duels in Legacy. You know, that buffer at 54 life.
Yeah.
Back up 3/4.
I think one of the other things too about where leveraging Swords to Plowshares in a deck like Infect that doesn't care about your opponent's actual life total is very good.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was on Miracles or Stoneblade playing against any deck with depths, it always felt so bad to try to like kill your opponent from 35 with 1 True Name Nemesis or whatever.
Yeah.
1 Snapcaster Mage.
Snapcaster Mage is a very slow, painful death at that life total.
Yes.
That's also a very long way to go with no stumbling either, because that's assuming your opponent doesn't draw anything.
Yeah. Someone who plays lands locally got me with looping Ghost Quarter and getting all of my basics out of my deck and then all of my duels off the board, even after I had Surgical for Dark Depths. So, whoops.
Wow. That'll show you.
Yeah, it will.
That Inkmoth X, or that Pithing Needle still doing work. Ooh.
Truly. The Wasteland's gone. Do you just like name a fetch here to be cheeky?
I actually don't mind naming Inkmoth again. I guess you still get blown out by a Force of Vigor.
Yeah.
But, Pause just paying the life because there's nothing to do. Naming Wasteland again. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it may be possible that he didn't memorize that there was exactly one Wasteland.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We're going to get another Spell Pierce here from Oliver in response to that that Once Upon a Time.
Yeah. I mean,
the turn back was 7 cards. Oh my gosh.
That's just... I think that's sort of like whenever you Pyroblast your opponent's Brainstorm, like, just get, counter the thing that'll find the thing for him, I guess.
Yeah.
Safekeeper? Does this resolve?
Yeah. So Safekeeper's a bit late here.
Yeah.
But it'll still be good eventually, provided that, these Dark Depths don't end up getting hit.
Force Pitch Force.
Force Pitch Force on that.
Aggressive. I mean, you got to do it, I guess. Are you that afraid of a 1/1, though? It is a clock.
Well,
it is technically a clock against you.
It does block Listener Elf if you draw it, though.
Yeah. Not that well, though, because you have Noble out.
Yeah.
Doesn't block
Blighted Agent here.
Doesn't block that.
Nope. Doesn't block this, though. That is true.
And 7 in hand for Oliver. Goodness.
Yeah. So I'd imagine this is probably going to be very lethal next turn.
Here's a Reclaimer. And it doesn't even have to be a ton in Oliver's hand here. Cards like Scale Up and Become Immense have just made this so much more efficient in Legacy, I think.
Yeah, so we're not going to scale up right now, because Scale Up is a sorcery.
Yeah.
However, this is still going to be 2 damage coming in. So all Oliver needs is to be able to do a couple more. So if this is Invigorate Berserk, this is the...
Yep, or Become Immense and like any other pump spell, or a couple pump spells on a Berserk, or He has all the mana in the world, all the cards in hand he could ever need.
Could be also a Pumped Vines plus Berserk as well.
Yep. Hopefully they don't ever give us Berserk in Modern. That feels like it'd be just crazy.
Yeah, it would be a little bit rough. I really like the dynamic of Legacy Infect, though, in general. Just the ability to just dirtle like this is really good.
Yeah.
So we're going to Invigorate there. So this is coming in for 6 now. And then we're going to Berserk.
All right, you called if that was your line.
Yeah. So we're going to scoop it up. So I don't know if you can notice that on screen, there are 2 copies of Veil of Summer in Oliver's hand.
Yep. So
which is a problem.
Yep. The sideboard of Oliver's list only had 1 Veil of Summer. One of the viewers caught it and realized it. Oliver realized that he had messed with his sideboard when he was submitting the list, and so picks it up here. Realizing after the fact that there was a mistake in registration there. So
yeah. So unfortunately, as a result of this, and due to transparency's sake, Oliver unfortunately had to take a disqualification from this league for this. So Pause is actually going to end up moving on here, which is very unfortunate. However, for the sake of fairness, we definitely need to make sure we keep on the up and up with this, especially because this is actually the second match Oliver has played. And although the issue didn't matter in the first round that he ended up winning, it's still something to keep in mind there. So it's very unfortunate that ended up happening out that way. But yeah, we can see 3 copies of Veil of Summer here, even though he registered only 1.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just the kind of integrity that we would expect from a mod there, to like realize they made a mistake and pick it up like that. So
yeah, exactly. So anyway, sorry about the confusion there. Very well played by both players,
yeah.
I think, and Oliver normally getting the win there. However, due to this error, unfortunately, he will be taking a loss on this case, and Pause will be moving on.
Yep.
So
but definitely want to bring you the match, so we can bring you the most Magic content we can.
Yes, so. Definitely. And it was better to do that than to try and have someone else come in and then replay the match afterwards anyway. But otherwise, yeah, that's the end of the quarterfinals for the February League. We will be back soon with the semifinals, and we hope to see you all there. And hopefully this straight to YouTube thing is working for all of everyone else. So,
yep, hopefully.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, and see you later.
Thanks, everyone.